Welcome back. Today we're celebrating the 4th of July and our 250th birthday by exploring a true piece of American history with a batch of Joe Froggers. This recipe comes to us from Hurrahshuf Marine Museum, and thank you for that. All right, we're going back in time to explore a piece of American history through this colonial era cookie. Lucretia Brown created this recipe. She and her husband, Joseph Brown, ran a tavern in Marblehead, Massachusetts. These cookies were legendary among local sailors and fishermen because they were hearty, flavorful, and they didn't spoil easily on long sea voyages. The ingredient they used were omitting. That led to its preservation. Anyway, so why the strange name? Well, Joe is named after her husband, but the Froggers part, there are not one but two theories that have been passed down through the generations. Some believe it's due to their unique free-form shape, resembling little green frogs. If you went to camp in the 90s, that might remind you of a song sung around the campfire. While others claim it's because the tavern where Lucretia and Joseph ran their business was situated right next to a pond teeming with the amphibians. Hopefully it's the former. All right, so just a word to the wise, as far as holding you up, the dough does need to chill overnight, so plan accordingly. Okay, so as always, we're going to compile our tools and ingredients first. So we're going to start with our ingredients. Okay, so we've got a 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon hot water, a whole cup, a little scary, of unsulfured dark molasses, which just means it's made from ripe sugarcane instead of young green sugarcane. It's supposed to taste better, who knows? 2.5 tablespoons vanilla extract. Let's see, out of order. 3.5 cups all-purpose flour. That's right, because it wouldn't fit on the board. 1.5 teaspoons of table salt. 1 cup granulated sugar plus a little more for rolling. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger. 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves. 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon allspice. 1/4 teaspoon freshly grated nutmeg, which this super is not. It's just from the thing in my cupboard, which I'm sure is fine. And then a stick of softened salted butter, plus more for greasing. Okay, so that does it for our ingredients. And now we're going to switch focuses and get to our tools. So we'll be right back. All right, so not too horrible. We've got a small bowl, a medium mixing bowl, 2 large mixing bowls, and a stand mixer or electric mixer. Now, if you do stand or electric mixer, obviously you'll have to get another bowl. But we've got a whisk, plastic wrap, parchment paper, 2 baking sheets, a wooden spoon or spatula, which this is kind of both, a soup spoon for pressing. Is this? Well, that should be interesting. And then wire rack for cooling. We've also have a cookie scoop, which is optional. And then we'll need a refrigerator and an oven. It's not too horrible. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start whisking our molasses, hot water, and vanilla in a medium bowl. So I'm going to get that back up here, and we'll be right back. Okay, so in goes our water, our hot water, vanilla. And I just grabbed a spatula just because molasses ain't going to want to come easily. So, I mean, it will and it won't. And if you've never worked with molasses, you'll see in a second. Gosh, that just is. And remember the story. Well, if you heard me read the story about the Great Molasses Flood, remember, this is what we're talking about. This stuff. We're not talking about maple syrup. This is so much more viscous and so much smellier. So, you know, that paints a picture. And the hot, hot summer of, that would not be a good time. Okay, so get this out. Okay, so then we're just going to whisk. Oh, yeah, it's such a strange consistency. It's both sticky and also runny. And yeah, it's strange stuff. Anyway, but you don't need to refrigerate it, which is crazy, which I'm sure is why it was so used in the past. Okay, so let's go ahead and whisk that together, and then the next step, we're going to put this aside and get out our large bowl. Boy, this is thick. Don't spill this, especially when you're wearing a white shirt, because the molasses is at the bottom and the water is sitting at the top. Not quite boiling water, but kind of. Hopefully it'll come together. I mean, it says whisk, but it's kind of coming together. Not sure how effective this will be. That's okay. I mean, it'll eventually get mixed with a mixer, so I think it'll be fine. I'm going to call that good. All right, let's put this aside, and we're going to now grab our large bowl. Clanky. Ringing in the new year already. Okay. All right, our large bowl and our flour. Remember, careful of the floofiness. And then all of our spices and the baking soda. Probably a spice, but so the salt, the baking soda. Let's see, all of the spices. Yeah, and the flour. And then we're going to whisk that together. We probably should whisk this first, unless the flour would have had a reaction with molasses, because now we need 2 whisks, right? Or can I just, I mean, it'd be wet on dry. I'll grab another whisk. Not sure. I think we may have been able to do this in a different order, but you know, another whisk is fine. Okay, so yeah, so flour, all of our spices, and the baking soda. And we're going to whisk that together. Close enough. Not too shabby. All right, salt. Baking soda. And the spices, as I don't remember which one is which. You know, the spices. I think that was the allspice? I don't know. This is the ginger one, for sure. I think this is the clove. Yeah, these spices, I mean, you know, look. When you think of the era, right? Things are rotting, stuff is happening. So you want something pretty potent, but yeah, you smell these. You know, we use it a lot in, you know, in baking for Christmas. But boy, you sniff that too hard. It's like getting pepper sprayed in the face. All right. Okay, so now we're going to whisk that together. Even like a lot of flour to the spices, but they are pretty potent. It could be why it said freshly grated nutmeg, but I'm sure this will be fine. It'll be kind of like a ginger cookie. I mean, it does have ginger in it, a lot of those spices. So we'll see how close they are to, say, a ginger snap. So we'll see. All right, so I think we've got that whisked pretty good. All right, so we've got that, and then now we're going to cream our butter and sugar together in our stand mixer or electric mixer in a bowl. If you really want to work out those arm muscles, feel free to cream by hand if you really want to. I'm not going to do that, but so I'm going to put it in here. So we're going to put our sugar and our butter, and we're going to cream that together, and we'll be right back. All right, now the next step, patiently, I see you. Add equal parts of the flour mixture and molasses mixture into the cream butter little by little. So just be patient. We'll see how this goes. Little concerned about pouring it, but that's all right. We did get it mixed together better. I guess hence the hot water, I suppose, to get it mixed together. Okay, so we're just gonna start doing that. Oh, little buddy, I believe in you. Really looks like iodine, but that's a separate issue. All right. Now, there's obviously a lot more flour, so I'm not really sure how we're doing equal amounts, but anyway. So we're just going to try to do equal amounts and then mix in between, and then we'll be right back.
Pouring dough into plastic wrap in 3, 2.
All right, so we've got everything combined until smooth. Looks kind of like peanut butter, does not smell like it. And then now, speaking of patience, we're going to wrap the dough in plastic wrap and let it chill overnight. Let it rest when you do. So the idea was to put the saran wrap in the bowl because it's not exactly not gloppy. So hopefully it won't spill out everywhere. So I did a layer and a layer. So hopefully that's enough. So we're just going to saran wrap it. Looks kind of like gooey taffy. Anyway. So we'll get that in our bowl and get that resting. And then tomorrow we'll have yummy cookies. Well, tomorrow for me, I don't know about tomorrow for you, but eventually it'll be tomorrow for you because it'll have to rest overnight whenever that is for you. All right, so we'll get the rest in here and then just wrap it up. Make sure it's airtight as much as possible and stick it in the fridge, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, and we're back. So our dough has been chilled and our oven needs to be preheated at 375. We've lined 2 baking sheets with our parchment paper. So we're ready to go. And now to our shaping. So word of the wise, this dough is quite sticky, so we want to work quickly. It is fully summer, and so it's getting pretty hot in here. So if you need to put it back in the fridge, especially depending on your climate, then that's totally fine, but work quickly. Okay, so we're ready to scoop the dough. So we've got a 2-ounce cookie scoop. Mine says 20, if that's helpful to you, is about the right size. And you can use a spoon, though. It's totally fine. Okay, so we're going to take our dough. We're going to roll it into balls. And we're going to get that started. So it's been chilled, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to work with. But again, less tricky than when it starts to ooze out because it's hot. Now, these seem extraordinarily large, but that's what it calls for. Oh, it is very sticky. Reminds me of the 90s. Okay, whoa, this is going to get messy. Can you take off my ring, cameraman? Thank you. All right. Otherwise known as my husband. Hey, he put it on. He can take it off. All right, so we're gonna work with these cookie balls, and let's get them on the pan, and we'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, we had to put the dough and the tray in the fridge because this isn't where we started and this is where we ended up. So now we're going to take our slightly more chilled dough and, oh boy, still very sticky, like taffy. Okay, and we're going to roll it in our sugar. This will make it less sticky, so that's something. So we're going to roll these in sugar, and then it makes rolling easier. So there you go. All right, so this will be the fun activity for the little ones, which is get very sticky and get sugar all over the place. So yay! So go ahead and roll all your cookies in our sugar, and then for final finishing touches anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and shape our cookies. So the idea is we take our ladle, our soup spoon, and we smash the cookies with a hammer. Just kidding. We gently flatten with a spoon. Like this? Sure. I mean, you know, it's a pretty old recipe, so I'm not exactly sure, but we'll go with this. I mean, a ladle seems pretty excessive. So, you know, whatever you want to use is fine. I think a spoon is probably just fine, but whatever you want to use. I don't know how flat to really get these. So we'll see, because that does depend on the oven temp and how long it stays in there. So I'm slightly smooshing without getting crazy. These are technical terms. Enjoy. Okay, so I'm gonna finish rolling in sugar and smashing, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw them in the oven at 375 for about 10 minutes, or until they are set but soft in the middle. And I mean, historically, they're made in a cast iron skillet, but I won't tell if you won't. So see you in 10 minutes. I just want to reiterate how sticky this truly is. And it's also like pretty hot in here because of the heat wave, and the sugar's melting. So I don't know what that's going to do to, things, but anywho, work fast. All right, now we'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, whoa, boy, these suckers got big. So I think they're done because the small bits are kind of burning. So 10 minutes seems to be the right amount for how much I smoosh them. Yeah, wow, these really did spread out. So now they just need to cool. It says let them cool in a wire rack, but these are very soft. So I don't know how well they're going to survive the transport situation, since we're not in Star Trek. So worst case, if they start to fall apart, just leave them as is and let them cool. So yeah, so I'm going to let them cool and be right back with you to try them. All right, and here we have it. A little misshapen, but that's the point of it. It was a little tricky to get them on here because they were very soft, hence the shape to these, but otherwise just fine. For some reason, the tray on top fared better than the tray on the bottom. Don't know. Because, yeah, this tray ended up very, somehow, I don't know, really undercooked or something. I don't know. It was on the bottom, though, closer to the, anyway, these are fine. We'll ignore those. Those didn't happen. But they're still going to taste good, and that's the point. Maybe I'll crumble it up in something, or anyway. So here they are, Joe Froggers. They're sweet, perfectly spiced, and carry the story of historic Revolutionary War era tavern right into your home for the 4th of July. So let's try them. Okay. They're very good. Super strong. Like really, really punch you in the face spicy, but it's good. Like a gingerbread spicy, but they're very good, but they're strong. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold your faces. When we made the cinnamon rolls, the cookie dough cinnamon rolls, we made a frosting. I wonder if we made whoopie pies out of them. I know we're touching on forbidden topics now, but that would, now the frosting is probably too sweet because it's meant to be a normal frosting, but that would tone down the spice a little bit, theoretically. I don't know. We'll just try some on here and see how we do. That's the way to go. Yeah. Whoopie pie it up. That's very good. I personally would tone down, I mean, obviously this was not intended for this, but I would tone down the sugar on the frosting, just because obviously it's intended to go on a cookie. But yeah, that's very good, because you still get the hit of the spice, but it's not so overpowering. But if you like overpowering spice, then you just go for it plain. You do you. Anyway, so there we have it. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy your 4th of July. And thanks for cooking through history with me today, and happy Independence Day. Well, first of all, you should let the frosting, not melt, but warm up slightly before you attempt this. But just thinking about it, this is like the UN up in here. We've got cookies from the north, whoopie pies from the south. It's a good day. It's a good day.